there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. Welcome to the 12 days of coloring Christmas. Each day I will be focusing on a different item that we associate with Christmas and the holidays. Today is day 1 and we are going to start with Christmas tree. So I have chosen a page from Home for the Holidays. This is by Teresa Goodrich. This is her newest book, and I'm going to be doing this beautiful page. I'm very excited. These series help me really get a lot of my pages done throughout the month, so I am excited to work on a page that I don't have any, or work in a book where I don't have any pages done yet. So I am going to do a little bit of coloring in the background first, and then we'll come back and we'll focus on this Christmas tree. So I will turn on a little bit of music, speed this up so you can see some of the background coloring, and then I will be back with you guys in a few minutes. All right, so there is the majority of the marker work done in the background. I am planning on doing some marker work on the tree, and then I will come in with my pencils and kind of talk to you a little bit about the shading and stuff that I'm going to do on the tree to kind of make it look a little bit more lifelike instead of just being flat color. I mean, I think it looks lovely with just the flat color on it, and if that's how you want to keep it or leave it, that's perfectly fine. You know, this is such a personal hobby. You can color it however you want. There is no wrong way to color. But I like to add quite a bit of depth and shading in, so that's what I'll end up doing. So I'm going to go ahead and color in my tree. You kind of see the theme going here. I just picked a couple of greens and a couple of pinks and kind of went to town. This darker color it looks red, but it's like a reddish pink or pinkish red, I guess. But I like the way that that all kind of works together. So I'm going to go ahead and color in my tree and my ornaments with my markers and speed that up so you can see it, and then we will get into some of the details on the tree. So I'll talk to you again here in a few minutes. Okay, so I just took a little bit of time and went through and colored in with my pencils the background area, and then we're going to work on the tree. So I'm going to zoom you in so that you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll do a little bit of it, speed the rest up, and then we will be done. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so the ornaments that I have, I've already added a little bit of shading to those. So we're just going to go through a couple of them. All of the bulbs will be the same thing. With this star, I'm just doing a little bit around the center and then kind of extending the shading out into the starry sections. I will be adding in some white Posca probably and some stickles. So for the bulbs, let me show you what I did on those. So I'm just taking a darker shade of the pink color that I have on there and just adding a little bit of shadow to the edges. And then as I go through, I will come back in and add in just little highlights with my white paint pen. So that one is the Artistro paint pen. I am going to blend it out just a little bit with this pink color that's really close to what I already have on there. So I've done the white ones. Again, I'll show you kind of with the this green color. I'm shading this with the jade green. I'm just going to add a little bit. It's not going to be a ton. I'm not going to go as dark as I did on the present down there. This present, sorry. But I'm just going to add some shading to each of the bulbs, and then I'll go through and add the highlight, and that really is what brings it all together. For the candy canes, I have this apple green color, so I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow to one side of the candy cane, like that. So that'll be pretty fast and easy. I am going to use a gray as well to add a little bit of shadows to the white, just to kind of make sure that that all lines up. And then I will probably take this white paint pen and do a little bit of a highlight on all of the candy canes. The bows would be next. So this is like a dark pinky red, so I'm using my pomegranate Prismacolor pencil, and I'm just going to add in some shadows to the bows. And then as I get away from, so I'm using harder pressure in the center, like where I want the darkest area to be, and then I'm lightening up my pressure as I move outwards, and that helps to blend this color into that background marker color. So I'll do another one here. So I want it really dark there and along this edge, and then as I move outward, I'm just lightening up. And I want it dark back there and there, darker up here. And you can kind of see where you want the darkest bits because Teresa has put in the shading lines kind of for you on these ones. Okay, so there are the bows. Next, we will start working on the tree. I probably will come in on some of these ornaments as well and use a silver gel pen just to kind of show you what that's going to look like. So I'll have like a little topper, maybe a circle if they're drawn in. So that'll be what those guys look like. So there's that. Adding in just some highlights here so you can kind of see, and then this is what I'll do to the pink stars. I probably will add in some stickles on some of these as well, but I'll show you that when we get to the end here. Okay, so for the tree, you can see that I've done the wreath here, and it's basically going to be the same thing. So I used a nice green color for the tree here. So I used my Copic G46, and now I'm going to be using my Prussian green and my peacock green to add in some shadows to the tree branches. So I'm going to start at the top just so you can kind of see the progress here. And I'm going to take actually the peacock green, and anywhere where there's a stem, I'm going to trace that center part of the stem there. So anywhere where I think that there might be a stem, I'm going to add this darker color right into the center. Okay. Next, I'm going to use this same color, and anywhere where things kind of overlap, I'm going to add a little bit, just a little bit of shading where things might kind of be breaking through, where different shadows would be. Okay, and then I'm going to use my Prussian green. I'm going to make sure it's nice and sharp, and then I'm going to use flicking motions from that center line that I've drawn in there, and just start flicking. And when I get to the edges of the branches, I know that she's drawn that in, but I'm just going to flick a little bit past where the ends of the tree are. So like right up here, just going to flick a little bit outside of it, just a little. And that gives it, I don't know, it just makes it look, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it makes it look like, but I like it better like that. So that is going to be how it's going to go. And so Christmas trees, all of the branches kind of go different directions. So you're going to have lines going all kinds of different directions. And since I'm using my Prismas, it's not going to be like super crisp lines, so you could always come back, instead of using Prismas on something like this, you could come in with your a harder pencil. So Polychromos, Black Widow. I really like the Derwent Pro colors for their, you know, sturdiness, I guess. But any of those harder oil-based pencils are really good for this flicking technique. But Prismas work pretty well too, especially when you're not like super picky about exactly how it looks. Like, I just want it to be done, really. I don't have to have it to be perfect. I don't need every little pine needle or whatever to be lined. I just like, especially when I get to the edges, that's really where you're going to add in a lot of the detail. Okay, let me get this little part here done a little bit, and then we will be good to go. So you can kind of see I'm just kind of scribbling and flicking and doing all kinds of different things. I'm going to add in a little bit of darker color back underneath here, and then a little bit right here. So you can kind of see what the difference is between this part up here and this part down here. But that's basically what I'm going to do for the rest of the tree. I'm going to finish off the ornaments, and then we will come back and you can see the finished page. So I will talk to you guys again here in a second. Okay, so here is the finished page. I went ahead and added some stickles. They're still wet, so I've got to be really careful not to mess them up. But there you go. That is the finished page. I love the way the tree turned out. Really like the pink and red mix of decorations on there. One of my favorite things to do is just to pick a smaller color palette and then just use those certain colors on all of the things. So anytime you have a page with so many different elements to it, you want to just kind of keep your colors limited and then just mix them around the entire page. So yeah, so that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.